All right, and let's get started. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are all here tonight so that we can hear from somebody pretty special in my book. The other day, there was a post on our VIP page for It Works for the Leadership shouting out this incredible young woman. So to date, check this out, to date this month, Jennifer Weatherly has enrolled 88 new loyal customers, as well as 15 new team members. Like, who else besides me wants to learn from this woman? I am so incredibly inspired. After 8 years with It Works, I have to share that I have historically always been a steps to success enroller. That's how I built my business all the way to the rank of ambassador. But I am so open to learning new things. This is why we're so much better together. So with that, I just want to bring on our beautiful Jennifer. Will you go ahead and unmute so we can see you?
Hi, guys.
Where are you? There you are. It's so great to see you tonight, Jennifer. Oh my gosh. And happy 3-year anniversary with It Works. How special is that? We get to honor you tonight on your 3rd year anniversary. So if y'all are playing in the chat, give some kudos to Jennifer for being with us tonight, sharing all of her story and her best tips with us on the night of her anniversary with It Works. All right, so Jennifer, let's just talk a little bit about, I want to know a little bit about you. So share with us when you joined It Works, a little bit about your family situation and maybe what you did even before you came on board with It Works.
Yeah, so again, today is my 3-year anniversary. So 3 years ago today, I said yes to this opportunity, which is just so crazy because that day when I said yes, I could have never envisioned myself 3 years from then, still being in the business, being a top leader in that company, enrolling 80 plus customers and doing a Zoom like this in front of all of you guys. Like, this to me is like huge. It's a dream come true, and I just feel incredibly honored and blessed. But again, it's been 3 years now, and prior to joining the business, I was a stay-at-home mom. It was a good 4 years that I was a stay-at-home mom, and I have 2 beautiful boys. One is 4, the other is 11, and they keep me busy. Sorry, sounds like distract me.
Jennifer, I'm going to mute everyone and then have you unmute again, okay?
Cool. But yeah.
Go ahead and unmute for me.
Okay, so yeah, I have 2 boys, ages 4 and 11 now. So when I joined, they were like 1 and 9. So yeah, and so I was a stay-at-home mom, and literally my husband, he owned his own business, so he provided for us financially, and I just did kind of the stay-at-home mom, day-to-day life, you know, cook, clean, take care of the kids, take them to school, all that good stuff. But I don't know about you guys, but you know, when you have a job and then you become a stay-at-home mom, yours and your husband's or your boyfriend or whoever in your situation, that becomes your guys' money. But to me, it just felt like I wanted to make my own money so I can like go to the store and buy something without feeling guilty or, you know, whatever it was. So that's honestly why I joined this business. And at the time, they had BOGO wraps. So when you joined, you would get buy one, get one free wraps. So I thought, okay, if I join for $99, I can at least get my money back and I can still try these products, because that's why I wanted to join. I wanted to try the products, but I couldn't afford them too. So it was a win-win for me. I'm gonna try the products, but also get my money back. Or if I really wanted to, I could sell both packs of wraps and make profit. So that's kind of why I joined. That's the reason why I joined, was to try the products and make my money back. And then it just kind of, it turned into something a little bigger because I hosted my first wrap party that month too. And this was completely out of my comfort zone. You guys, prior to joining this business, like I had like 300 friends on my Facebook page. I hardly posted. I never shared like my life or my story or anything like that. So joining this business and adding people, sharing things, and then doing a wrap party was completely out of my comfort zone. But everybody was saying, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. So I just did it. So I had my first wrap party within my first month of joining. And at that wrap party, I actually signed 3 loyal customers. And then I signed my very first distributor too. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so that month kind of ran on still. And so my first month, I enrolled 19 loyal customers. To me, I didn't know if that was good, if it was bad. I didn't know, you know. Everybody was saying, oh my gosh, you've signed 19 customers. That's incredible. And so I was like, it is. And so I was just rolling with it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep pushing for more and more. So I actually ended my first month with 19 loyal customers. And so from then on, I thought, okay, I gotta keep getting this many customers, right? I can't go down, right? So it actually took me 7 months to go Ruby. So I did not enroll 19 customers every single month. That was my first month. And, you know, ongoing for the next 7 months, kind of like Rhonda said, my enroller said, okay, let's complete your steps to success every month. So that was my goal. That was my mission. I printed it out like every single month. I've done it for 3 years. I have every single month in front of me right here, written on, scribbled on, everything. I printed it out every single month for 3 years now. And so my goal was to complete my steps to success. 3 distributors, 4 customers. That was my goal. I was getting that. Not every month was I getting 3 distributors, but I was at least getting 4 customers, sometimes 5. You know, a good month would be like 8 or 10. And I was okay with that. I was happy with that, right? My enroller actually took a step back shortly after I went Ruby. So I feel like that's what kind of made me slow down a little bit. I saw that she took a step back. I kind of was a little lost. I didn't know who to reach out to anymore because she wasn't doing the business anymore. So at that point, it kind of became a hobby to me. And I was just striving to get those 4 customers each month. So I did that. And, you know, for me, I was like, awesome, this is great. But again, I was kind of treating it like a hobby. I wasn't trying to get more. Like, I definitely wasn't pushing for 19 customers like I was when I first joined, when I had that high excitement and that high passion and energy. So I was just treating it like a hobby. But then, you guys, a few months later, this is December now, December 2017. So like my year mark into the business. And we had those, I don't know if some of you guys were in the business at that time, we had those unlimited $100 Christmas cash bonuses. Mm-hmm. And my upline, Amanda Busher, she reached out to me because, you know, I'm in her organization, so she saw in the past, like, I was getting enrollments and then slowly was, like, not doing it. So she reached out to me and said, like, girl, what are you doing? I've seen your enrollments in the past. You're passing up on $100 Christmas cash bonuses right now that you could use, right? Like, who couldn't use $100, right? So I was like, you're right. So I started pushing again. Again, this was, like, 11 months, 12 months into my business. After I had slowed down, I lost my Ruby rank. I went all the way back down to executive. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to run my business. I'm going to push super hard and I'm going to collect as many $100 bonuses as I can. And so I just started running. And this was like halfway towards the month. So I wasn't even pushing like December 1st all month long. It was like halfway through. And so I ran, you guys. And I feel like this lit my fire again. I discovered Host to Post at this time. So all these things were kind of happening after I had kind of a standstill. All these things were kind of igniting my fire again. And I said, okay, I'm going to run for these $100 cash bonuses. I'm going to get Christmas cash for my family and I'm going to go all in. And I did. I told my husband, look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to earn us some money. Okay. And that month, you guys, I signed 51 loyal customers. And that wasn't even a full month. So I was like, imagine if I ran like this from December 1st. Like, I could have like gotten way more customers than that. Like 50 customers is amazing. Imagine all those $100, like that was like over $1,000 that I earned just in cash for Christmas for my family. So it was just insane.
Wow, it's just so incredible. I mean, I've heard a couple of things from you now, and you know, one is that you don't have to get off to a great start in this business to be able to grow and learn and continue to prosper, and that it's never too late. I mean, it was a year in when your upline reached out to you. Think about that. Like, that's a game changer. What if Amanda didn't take the time to look into her organization and see you and reach out to you? Like, we all need that extra encouragement. You know, we all need someone to believe in us and someone to give us a little smack on the butt sometimes to get moving, right? That reality check. And I just love that you grabbed that and went freaking full on. It's so amazing. Okay, so so that's about a year into your business. So you're enrolling. So what was the next step? Like, when did you start to hit some more promotion ranks? And did you hit any valleys? I mean, you're rocking and rolling, and so what's next?
Yeah, so around that time, that was about a year into my business, and I was sitting at executive. But that month, when I started pushing and I signed 51 customers, I was placing them everywhere, and I finally got my Ruby back. So then I was like, okay, I can sign 50 customers with half a month. I'm going to put in work and see what I can do for a full month. But also around this time, I was also discovering that my youngest son, David, he was 1 at the time, and we known for, months that just things were a little off with him. He was like, he wasn't eating food. He took him over a year before he even sat up, like crawling, walking, all of his milestones. He was really behind, which is, every kid develops at their own rate. Like, one kid can walk at 9 months, another at 13 months, and it's completely normal, right? And I know that. But, mama's instincts, you have a feeling something's off, like, trust your gut instinct and go get it looked at. And so that's what I did. I took him to see his developmental pediatrician, and, they confirmed everything, that he had high sensory issues. He was severely developmentally delayed, like multiple issues. He does not eat food. He's 4 now, 4.5. He'll be 5 in May. And he's still, he doesn't eat food. He's scared of it. He's completely formula, bottle fed, still in diapers, not potty trained, has not once slept through the night. Like it is insane. And around this time too, I always cry when I tell it, and I said I'm not going to, so I'm gonna try not to. But we had genetic testing done around this time as well, and we got those results back, and it came back that he had partial deletion of his 14th chromosome. Which, what does that mean? Like, I had no idea what that meant. My husband and I were like, we felt guilty. We felt like we were to blame, like all kinds of emotions, like all kinds of feelings, right? So honestly, like, when we got those results back, it kind of just led to us having even more questions and more appointments, more doctors, all kinds of stuff. So like our whole world turned upside down at this time. And this is how I discovered my why. Like, I started this business on fire. I took off running. I was excited and I was having fun with it, but then it turned into a hobby. But then, there was this crucial time in my life and my family's life where we were faced with a hard obstacle, a difficult challenge. And so this was like, I can either go back to work 9 to 5 so I can help financially, or I can really give this my all and make this work for my family. And so that's what I did. I ran with that momentum. I ran with the fire, and I just started enrolling. I started showing my passion. I started showing my drive. I got excited. I would go live. I would message people. I would just talk about it all the time. And this is when I started, ranking up again. So this was January. I went Emerald in February, and I earned a $5,000 bonus for my family. And then the following month in March, I went Diamond, and I got my husband Emerald, so I got another $5,000 bonus for my family. And then 2 months after that, I went double Diamond, and I got a $15,000 bonus for my family, and I got my husband a Diamond. And so, like, literally, I just took off running, and I kept running with it. Once I went double, I was like, okay, I'm ready for triple. Took me a lot longer to get there because, like Rhonda said, there was a lot of obstacles, a lot of valleys, and people who didn't catch the vision right away, people who were quitting. Like, I feel like I'm a mass enroller. I say that proudly because I work super hard for it. And so I have the ability to kind of place and help people rank up. I have had diamonds pop left and right, and then they just literally fall off the face of the planet left and right. And like, literally, like, I've had so many valleys in my business, but I know that this is where I belong. I know my purpose. I know my why. I'm doing this so that way I can stay home with my kids. So I can show them that, look, if you have a dream, it can never be too big or too small. If you just chase it and you give it your all, like, you can make your dream a reality. And so that's why I do this. I want to show my kids what's possible, but I also don't want to miss that time with them. I don't want somebody else taking David to his 3 therapies a week. I don't want somebody taking him to and from school every day, or Mason, who goes to a completely different school at a completely different time. Like, I'm able to do that because of this business. I can work around their schedules, which is freaking crazy. Their schedules are just crazy and all over the place, but we make it work. And it's just crazy what's happened in the past 3 years. Like, this past year alone, like, we got debt free. I claimed more bonuses, total of 70,000. I helped my mom rank up in this business. I brought my husband home. So now we're a full-time family. Like, so many doors have opened because I said yes. Doors that I didn't even know could be opened. It's just so crazy the moment you set your mind to something and you really find a purpose and that passion and you just go all in. Like, you'll surprise yourself what you're capable of.
Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, I'm choking back tears. You are truly remarkable and such an example. I don't want to get emotional, but such an example of what it is to not make excuses. It is so easy to find an excuse to not do the thing that can literally change your life. So I just applaud you for that and for the example that you're leaving. And one of the most beautiful things about longevity in our business, Jennifer, and to everyone who's listening, is that with longevity, we learn and we grow. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that we don't partner in business necessarily with people who don't have that same desire and that same work ethic. Like, what you're doing is remarkable, and you have the ability to influence so many people to just take that step and to do the exact same thing. So I just applaud you. I know I'm seeing the comments popping up and I get so distracted I can't read them all, but you're remarkable, and I appreciate you being so transparent and sharing your story. So at this point, like, we're all just dying to know. I know I am. I want to learn from you tonight. So will you share with us, like, how do you make a plan? You have so many responsibilities at home, yet you carve out the time to do the work, not to the extent of the steps to success, but multiple times over and over with your dedication and setting that time aside. So what does that look like? Like, how do you prepare every day to do what you do?
Yeah. So honestly, every day, my team and I, like, we have our Core 4 and More, our non-negotiable daily task list on the team page. And then I also, like, have my own that I write down. I like to see it on the team page so I can, like, check it off, but I also like to write it down. Like, I have, like, my iPad, like, is my life. Good Notes, if you don't have it, get it. It is amazing for me to, like, get through my day. Organization is a must. So I do my 6 list, my non-negotiable list. And for me to be successful in my eyes, I want to be completing the steps to success, not just once a month, but multiple times a month. That is my goal. And that's what I try to tell my team too. I'm like, let's complete it once. And once you complete it once, don't stop. Let's keep pushing. Let's complete it again and again, and as many times as you can, because that's what's going to produce results. So what I do is I literally have my non-negotiable daily task, and I can even share them with you guys. Yeah. So, like, every single day, a must. You must interact and grow your network. So I'm telling my team, like, there's multiple ways to grow your network. If you're doing host to post, that is just naturally going to grow your network at a rapid pace. Like, if you're not getting out host posts, you're doing yourself a disservice. Learn it and do it. I promise you're going to regret not starting it sooner. But that is one way just to naturally grow your network. But also, when I first joined, like I said, I had like 300 friends, and my enroller said, let's grow your network ASAP. Let's get you like 2,000, 3,000 friends, because that's what's going to produce results. So I did that by literally going into my friends list, and I would just pick like a friend. And if you pick a friend that has a larger network, like 1,000 or more friends, that's going to be even better. Pick a friend and then go into their friends list. And then literally I just started adding all of their friends. I don't add the guys, I don't add men. I only add females who have 3 or more mutual friends. But I will literally do this multiple times a day to kind of grow my network and get new eyes on my feed every single day, and host posts again. And then obviously posting to your page and to your stories, that's a must. That's number 2 on my list. I like to post 3 to 5 times minimum on my page. And that could be, about the business, about the products, something personal, something motivational or inspirational, something that causes interaction. It could be anything, but I like to post like 3 to 6 times, and I like to space them out every 2 hours or so due to the algorithm. And then with the stories, there really is no algorithm to that, at least not to my knowledge. So I just post on my stories on Instagram and Facebook like all day long throughout the day. And you can post on there like interactive business product, all that too. Share your story, share other people's story, share results, share products. So posting, interacting, and then self-development is like high up there. Like that's the first thing I do when I wake up. First of all, I've been waking up an hour earlier this entire month. So I think that's been helping me a lot. I feel like I'm not so rushed. I just get a lot done when everybody else is still asleep. And when that's happening, that's when I'm doing my self-development. I'm pouring into myself because I know in order for me to pour into others, I have to fill my cup first. So that's a non-negotiable, and I do this multiple times a day. I like to tell my team at least 2 times for 30 minutes or more a day. That's like in the morning and in the evening. You gotta keep your cup full. You gotta pour into yourself if you're ever going to be able to pour into others. So that's a third thing on my list. A fourth thing is follow-ups. I feel like we should be following up every single day, right? I feel like some people, they like to have certain days for their follow-ups. Like some people like Friday follow-up. Me, I don't do that. I like to have follow-ups in my planner for every single day. I want somebody that I'm talking to and reaching out to every single day, not just one day. So follow-ups are absolute must. And then kind of like I was talking about growing your network, host to post. That to me is what started my business from like off the ground. It's what got my business off the ground. It's what made me start going from 4 to 10 customers a month on average to 50 to 100 loyal customers a month on average. Host to post is life. And I like to get out personally 5 to 10 every single day. So I'm asking a minimum of 50 people a day to host a post for me. You can't just ask like 10 people, 20 people and expect results, right? It's all about numbers. If you want higher enrollments, then you need to be asking more people, because the more people you ask, the more people are going to say yes. And the more people that say yes, the more people are going to start commenting on their posts. So you're going to start growing your network, you're going to get potentials, and you're going to get enrollments. So host to post is an absolute must. And then the 6th thing I like to do is I like to journal and write down what I'm grateful for. And I do that in the morning as well when I'm doing my self-development or checking my card declines. I like to write down what I'm grateful for because, say I'm having a bad day, which you guys, I have a lot of bad days. My son is crazy and he's crazy. And so I have crazy days and I like to go back and write down and look at what I wrote down, what I was grateful for. Because there's times I'm stressed and, David is driving me crazy and I just have to look, okay, I'm grateful. Like, I am so blessed. Like, it's something I like to do. So that's my non-negotiables that I do every single day. And I say my non-negotiable daily tasks.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I love your non-negotiable list. And honestly, it's very simple business building tasks that you're doing, and it's just to be repeated over and over and over again. We have a tendency to overcomplicate the nature of our business, and obviously you're going big, you're enrolling a lot of people. I think it's just an incredible, super simple system, but I have one question for you. At the level that you're working at and the number of enrollments you're getting, can you give us an honest guesstimation of how much time you think you're spending in your business each day doing these income producing activities, your self-development, everything on your 6 list?
Yeah, I say honestly, intentional working time at least 4 to 5 hours a day. And that's because, this month right now is a push month. I wanted to go into conference just running. I didn't want to wait until conference to start running. December was a good month. I feel like every month has been good, but December for me personally was kind of a lower enrollment month for me. So I was like, okay, I gotta change something. I'm not gonna repeat that. I'm going balls to the wall in January. And so honestly, I have been, like I said, I've been adding an extra hour to my day. I feel like by waking up earlier. Before I would wake up when the boys woke up, and then I would be getting them ready for school while trying to kind of multitask, and I would just feel so behind. And now I feel like I get pretty much everything done that I want to get done before they're even awake. And then I'm just like my day is just so much more smooth. Um, but honestly, I do. I call it intentional time. I like to come in my office, and I told my husband too. I like to keep my family in the loop and let them know like, mommy is working really hard this month because I'm pushing for this, or this is what mine and my team's goals are. I let them know. And like my husband, like I'm so thankful now that he is home full time because it's helped me put even more time into my business. And I mean, I'm not saying when he wasn't here, I wasn't. I obviously did, but I actually get to like have that more intentional time where I could just come in my office, put on my self development, and like just put my head down and get to work. But honestly, I feel like a good 2 to 3 hours a day, you can work this business and be just as successful as long as you have your non-negotiables and you're doing them every single day. Like even when you're sick or you have family in town or you just don't feel like doing it, like just suck it up and do it because you're going to thank yourself in the long run. Like I can't tell you how many times I didn't want to send messages out for host to post, but then I remember all the Zooms I watched of people saying, just do it even if you don't feel like it. And I literally just say that in my head, and then what am I doing? I'm pulling out my phone, and then like before I know it, I had 50 messages out, and my phone is blowing up with people messaging me or wanting information on the product or saying yes. So I say you just gotta be intentional with your time, no matter how much time you do have to give it. Be
And
intentional.
suck it up and just do it, right? Just do it. I love this because, oops, let me see. We've got somebody who needs to be muted there. Here we go. I think that did it. Maybe. I'm not sure what happened to our screen. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward with our call tonight because, you know, as I look at this and I think 4 to 5 hours a day to accomplish what it is that you're doing is so remarkable. So anybody that's watching this who maybe is even brand new in the business and is trying to figure out like, how am I going to make that time, whether it be 2 to 3 hours or just even 1 hour. You know, I heard something several years ago at church services, and I'm going to share it here today because it is so, so powerful. And that is, each of us is like a cup. So just look as if a water glass, okay? And inside, we only have so much of what we can put inside of us every single day. And so if we've got worry and stress and a variety of different emotions that are taking up space, there's less and less opportunity for that clarity and honest thinking to be able to move forward and create what it is that we truly want in our lives. In fact, everybody has 24 hours in a day, right? Jennifer, you're the perfect example of making that happen. And in those 24 hours, you just have to decide, even if increments of 10 or 15 minutes at a time, to get that non-negotiable list done. You have certainly inspired me to refocus myself in that area, so I thank you so much for that. I'm not sure what's going on, why we have different faces on the screen right now. Let me see here. If I can mute that one. Well, I'm just going to keep going here. Okay, Jennifer, I have another really big question, and this is really important. I would love to know about your follow-up method. Like, what do you do to create a system for follow-up in your business?
So I feel like I'm like super like chaotically organized with my follow-ups, if that makes sense. Like I don't know if my method will even make sense to any of you guys or work for any of you guys, but it works for me and I would be happy to share it with you. But I have like several different methods that I kind of use to follow up because I feel like maybe one might fall through the cracks or something. So I'll have a different method to rely on. So like I said in the beginning, I have to stay organized. It's just me. I write everything down. So like I have my 2020 planner. And so I have for each day, like in the month or whatever, I put, by the way, this planner is life. It's called the Law of Attraction Planner. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. But so for each day, I love it because it's like lists form. I like lists. So on the left, I put like for the week all my potential distributors, and then like depending on the day of my follow-ups, like the people that I talk to, I'll put their name on that day that they say I'll order. So if they say, okay, I'll order on Friday the 10th or whatever, I have them, boom, for there to follow up with them, right? And then all my potential distributors, I have them kind of in their own category. So I keep my potentials in here. It's called the Law of Attraction Planner, and it is life. So that's one way. But then also, I like to use on Facebook Messenger those reminders because it's a reminder for me, but it's also a reminder for them. They can see me when I set the reminder, the time. You put the time. You could put what it's for. So like for me, if somebody is interested in a product, like let's say somebody wants the coffee and they're like, I can't order till Friday when I get paid, I'll say, no problem. And boom, I'll just set the Facebook reminder for Friday, whatever day it is. I'll set a time and then I'll just label it skinny coffee. And then we both can see that. And it always goes off an hour beforehand as well. But I have had in the past, sometimes those don't remind me and I've missed out on a customer because of it. So I don't always like to rely on just that. And since I discovered that happening kind of here and there, I started taking screenshots in my phone. So if I have, let me turn the lighting down. If I'm talking to somebody, like again, and they want to order on whatever day, I'll just take a screenshot. And so again, I'm so organized. In my phone, like I have albums, like picture albums that I've created and I like title them. So like I have an album for potential loyal customers. I have an album for potential distributors. I have an album for opportunity picks or an album for host to post. Like I create albums like that. So if I have a potential loyal customer, I'll just take a screenshot of their name in the conversation or whatever. And then I'll just put PLC, like I'll write it with my finger or whatever. And then I'll just put it in my album. And then, so I have like all these people in my potential loyal customers photo album on my phone. So if ever we have a sale or a promotion or a BOGO or something, or, you know, we just released a new product or whatever it is, I can go through my list on my planner and kind of go through by names, but also I can go through and go way back because I have potential loyal customer screenshots from like months ago. So I can literally just go in and just start looking and just start messaging like one by one by one by one, just by my screenshots because they're all there for me, all organized in a one-stop shop. So I like to do that as well. And then another thing that I've done that I do too for follow-ups is I like to do follow-ups for my host to post. So my goal is to get out tons and tons of host posts, right? Because that's how I enroll tons and tons of customers. So I want to keep boosting those. If I got out 10 host posts yesterday, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna comment on each one and I'm gonna boost it. I'll just say something like, I have spots left or something like that. And so when you do host to post, typically you can have people tag you. Some people aren't having people tag them, some people do. I have them tag me. That way in Facebook, I can go to timeline review and I can see every single post that somebody tagged me in and I can follow up quickly that way. But I have recently stepped it up a notch and got even more organized because not everybody tags you, right? And so it can be hard to keep track of those people who don't tag you. I've had posts that somebody did not tag me in and I had like 30 comments on there. That's like 30 potential customers that I could easily miss out on. So instead of just relying on them tagging me and me going back to my timeline review, I have done now when somebody, you know how you can save posts on Facebook, those 3 little dots, you could just hit save or whatever. I now create like, I do January host posts, February host posts, March host posts. So I have that, and anybody that hosted a post for me this month, I will save it to my January hosted post. So like, and I have like hundreds of them. So instead of just relying on timeline review, you can go, yeah, your collection, your saved collection, create a collection for hosted posts. And you don't even have to just have one, like break it down by month. So then you can go back each month. So that's kind of, I just have so many different things to like for follow-ups, but it kind of just all goes together for me. I don't know, it's weird. It's hard to explain.
I seriously love that because I think, again, we can so easily overcomplicate things. Like we have to have some kind of a final system. And really what that does is just slow us down. I mean, I like that you've got all these ideas. Not only do we all have a wealth of information that we can take tonight and decide which of those that we want to use, or just do mix and match, but I think you're covering a lot of your bases that way. And evidently it's working for you,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so here you are, Triple Diamond. I know you're working your way to presidential. I believe you will be celebrated as a new Ambassador Diamond this year in 2020. So exciting for you and for your team. Before we close out, just can you give us, like, you've been through a lot. Like, you've had a lot of reasons to stop working this business, to bail, to quit, to just not move forward. And time again, you get up and you keep going. And here you are, just inspiring the masses tonight. So what would be your one very best, like, golden nugget for anyone, brand new distributor or somebody who's been around for a while? What would you tell them tonight, coming from a special place from you?
I would honestly say just, you obviously joined for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason you joined. You're here today for a reason, tuning in for whatever reason, to get tips, advice, to hear the story, whatever the reason you're here. And so that's what honestly you need to do. You always need to go back to why. Why did you join? And that's what it took me a year to figure out myself. Everybody said, find your story, find your why. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm just doing this because I want to make money, and I want to stay home. So I was like, it took me a good year to figure out, like, once you had that turning point of, this is a hobby, to this is my business, and this is what's going to, whatever it is that you want to do, what if you want to stay home, if this is going to bring you home, whether it's going to allow you to drop your hours at work and go to part-time, or it's going to bring your husband home, whatever the case, remember why, or try to figure out why you're doing this. Because once you figure out why you're doing this, you are going to do it at all costs, no matter what. People are going to come and go, but as long as you know your why you're doing this, you are going to thrive. Because maybe people aren't doing this, maybe people are leaving, people are quitting because it's just not for them. They haven't found their purpose, or they haven't found the passion or the drive, but you have that, so run with it. Post about this business every single day, and your runners will come. But yeah, so that's what I say, like, the more driven and intentional you are, and you have that faith and that mindset that it's just gonna happen. Like, I literally have lost my rank so many different times. Like I said, I had diamonds drop, so many diamonds. Like, the people that were diamonds that got me to double, none of them are with me now. The people that were diamonds that got me to triple, they're not with me now. But you know what? I'm still raising, and still diamonds are rising. It's because I'm constantly getting new blood. I'm constantly pushing, showing people that the sky is the limit. And that's honestly what that's the tip I'd give them, is just keep pushing, have faith, and just believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, like, honestly, believe in yourself and have that driven purpose, like, you can do anything, like anything.
I think that's just amazing, amazing advice. And I just love that you inspire us to just simply not quit, to figure it out, wait for the why. It took you a year into your business before you realized that why. And I'm just so grateful that you did. And I'm so grateful that Amanda reached out to you. She is such an amazing and incredible leader, and you're so blessed to be so closely connected with her. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I just look at that smile of yours, and seriously, this is going to be an incredible year, and you're going to inspire a lot of people outside of who's already on here tonight. So I so appreciate you. No excuses, you guys. Like, we simply cannot make excuses after listening to Jennifer tonight. So thank you again, Jennifer. You're awesome. I'll say goodnight, and we'll get the replay posted up as quickly as we can for everyone. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. Have a good night.
You too.